All right, now Beverly Hills has been the center of attention as the 81st Golden Globe Awards brought out the stars around the world. Rise News has been bringing you all the glitz and glamour from the award ceremony. Joining us as we discuss what went down at the prestigious awards is our Arise correspondent, Hawa Muka. And welcome to Arise 360, Hawa. How are you? You've been doing fantastic and you've been doing it slaying as well.
Well, Nkechi, thank you so much for that. It is another cold day here in Beverly Hills, and it seems like the storm is just calming down. It has been really quite amazing. Like you said, the stars all congregated. They collided here in Beverly Hills last night for the 81st Golden Globe Awards, and it was, well, it went as expected. There were a lot of big wins, a couple losses, and all around it was a good celebration for the actors, the producers, the all the PR publicists and the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, and also for the viewers. You know, they got a big show last night, and with all the movies and the content that has been put out this year, it's a lot to digest, and it's just good stuff all around.
Right. All right. Now, I wanted to ask you about how you felt just being behind the scenes at the Golden Globes. Well, I think you just answered that. Now, tell me everything, Hawa. Your best moments, the worst moments, the big winners, the big losers. Who was snubbed? I want to know everything.
So, big winners, definitely Succession. I'm obsessed with that TV show, and it took a couple nods. It was one of the higher nominated television shows as well. Killers of a Flower Moon, another one that was expected to do quite well. The leading actress won, and that was a big move for her. As we know that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association and the Golden Globes itself, they want to espouse this whole thing of diversity and racial inclusion, and the winner of the Killers of a Flower Moon is a majority Osage Indian, American Indian cast, so that was really nice to see. Of course, Barbie, finally got to see Barbie, and it did win. It gave Greta Gerwig and the other producers and directors a bit of a nod, and also just a little more credibility, because, you know, sometimes people like to downplay Barbie like it's just a movie about a toy, but it's really a little more. It has deeper themes. Let's see. Okay. The red carpet was insane. Like, it's really busy. I can only describe, I mean, you know what it's like when you're on Nigerian red carpets at any event, at any hotel. It's a lot of individuals. It's a lot of power broking. It's a lot of strategery. I know that's not a word, but you get what I'm saying. It's a lot of finagling. You can see how the power circles within Hollywood kind of interact with each other, and you can see how certain press associations and certain press outlets are really leveraged in order to give a movie the biggest boost and the most eyes and visibility possible. So that was really interesting to watch. It was so well organized. I mean, organization is key to making anything flow freely and comfortably, and to put everyone at ease. And I feel like everyone was at ease yesterday, from the production to the security to the press to even the hotel staff. Like, everyone was chill, everyone knew where to go, and things were flowing smoothly. It was packed because, oh my goodness, there are so many celebs. I think another thing that shocked me was their size. Now, Nkechi, there's a lot of talk in Hollywood about body inclusivity, well, maybe not so much in Hollywood, but the fact that most Hollywood stars are really, you know, slim, right? And then there's this whole Ozempic flare up that's been going on. So in Nigeria, I'm like, what's the big deal? Okay, you've put on a little weight. Like, what is this thing to be super, super skinny? And I saw it last night. Most of these actresses and actors are very, very thin, and you can see where the pressure is coming from other individuals who try to keep up with their weight class, and they're like unworldly. They look unworldly. There's no amount of eba and suya that they're gonna keep away from me in order to be that size. The fashion, whoo, child. So it was freezing cold yesterday. It was probably one of the coldest days in LA. They said, a bunch of locals were saying that. So, you got girls in their ball gowns, you have their shoulders out, you got hair. Everyone is laid, right? But teeth are chattering. It's and it wasn't just like the press, because I thought like, Nigerian girl, look at you. You've come here and now you're shivering because you haven't seen cold. But even like the normal everyday actors, they were cold. There weren't enough jackets to cover up what was entering our bones yesterday. But it just made for such a good time. There was so much press, and the press are friendly. Like, they kind of showed us love. There was a bit of a camaraderie between all of us, knowing that we were there to do a job and we were there to get the best pictures and video and content possible.
Definitely, Hawa.
And the show itself, girl, I'm going to talk about this host. I don't know how long I can run my mouth for, because the host of the show this year really was something else. So Golden Globes, of course, I said before, they really tried to espouse inclusivity and racial diversity, especially since they had been put on blast in the last couple of years, and it had been a really big issue. So the year before, for the host of the show, they had Gerard Carmichael, who is a Black comedian. And he kind of roasted the Golden Globes, and that was on his side. So this year they got Joe Coy, who is a Filipino-American comedian himself. And girl, he is not funny. I just have to say it like that. His jokes were landing flat. It was just so dry. The guy, it was more comedy of the fact that no one was really getting down with the comedy than what he was actually delivering. I don't know if they're going to call him back next year. I don't know if they have roasted him online, but I know what Judita and I saw. We were just like, this guy is over here pooping in the church. He's not doing a great job.
I don't know if you can hear me. I'm saying they definitely roasted him online. Everyone's talking about how his jokes fell flat.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they're talking about the reactions of Selena Gomez when he joked about Barbie and her head was just in her hands, and even the joke about Taylor Swift and how he was just struggling during the monologue. He's been roasted. I don't think he's coming back. Now, talking about the red carpet, I did notice that you were cold. You get there, you have to slay and do your job. So no one notices, but you have to, it's award season, everyone has to look perfect, even though you're freezing. Now, I also heard there was a long bar on the red carpet. I don't know if you participated in that. And also, I know you yourself and Judita spoke to a couple people on the red carpet. What were some of the interesting interview interactions that you had?
Sorry, did you say that there was a long bar? What did you say?
Yeah, there was a bar, I heard.
What did you ask me
I
about?
read about.
I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Girl, the bar was mobile. I love it. Okay, how do I put this nicely? Being someone who indulges in alcoholic beverages every once in a while, being a bit of a connoisseur myself, I did not partake in anything. And I was, it was just like there's alcohol everywhere. They had champagne bottles, little Mo bottles, little cute ones, and they were everywhere. Everywhere you looked, they were. I'm surprised more people weren't a little tipsy. Then I realized there was, everyone was getting alcohol. They were also serving water. So that was really quite nice. It just looked really nice. It looked very classy. Imagine everyone with a mini bottle of champagne and everyone all dressed up. It was just a good brand promotion for Mo as well. Now the interviews, yes. So Judita and I were just a pair of the only Black faces on the red carpet. We are representing all the way from Nigeria. It's an African news channel. And most of these news outlets, we understand they're not run by African or Black people. So we kind of stood out And we definitely used it to our advantage. First of all, Judita looked like a model last night. So eyes were on her. I had my little flower dress as well. So even if they didn't want to look, they were looking a little bit. So we tried to get as many interviews as we could. Luckily for us, these Black actors and actresses understand the importance of speaking to an audience of the diaspora. They might not be African themselves, but there's been a lot of complaints in the industry about the lack of value that is placed on Black Hollywood actors and actresses in terms of their pay, in terms of their recognition, in terms of the way that they're allowed to break the glass ceiling. And we know that in Africa, it's a different discussion for us because we all pretty much come from the same playing field. So this is what the strategy was. There was an E-Extra booth across from where we were on the red carpet. Now, everyone who... every celeb, every actor, everyone who's nominated, they do that interview with E. So they climb up the platform to go and do the interview with E, and I'm just sitting there staring at them. Before they even climb up, I would have, shouted their name like, hey, there was no shame in this game. We were screaming their names yesterday, and I'd get their attention, or Judita would get their attention. They'd be like, okay, when I finish with the back. And it was actually quite a special, touching moment for me, because some of the other major Hollywood actors, they would walk by, maybe you would scream their name and ask for an interview, and they just kind of be like, haha. Some of them would just be like, and just keep going, But a lot of the interviews we got yesterday, their publicists would pulling them towards, let's say, come and do an interview with NBC, which would be all the way in the complete opposite direction from where we were. But every single person who stopped to talk to me, they told their publicists, no, listen, I'm going to go here first because these are my people, and they would, the publicists would have to acquiesce, and then they would come, and then they would do it, and I'd just be so grateful. So let's see, off the top of my head, I got some cast members from Bear. Definitely got the winner of the Bear Award last night, Ayo Edebiri. She's a really big sweetheart. So congratulations to her. Got to interview her. David Oyelowo, I already said, as soon as I see that man, I'm going to be like, excuse me, sir, please interview. And spoke to him for a while, and he was really quite happy to see Arise News on the docket. Also, Cole Domingo. Now, Arise has already interviewed him for the Arise Contenders. Judita did that when she interviewed him for Rustin a couple weeks back, before the award show voting started kicking in. And he was really happy to speak with us as well. As Blitz the Ambassador. Now, Blitz the Ambassador is a Ghanaian musician. He's quite well known in the music space. He is a director as well. He's a multifaceted artist, and he's the director of The Color Purple. And we know The Color Purple it is the hotness right now. So, and he's also Ghanaian, and he frequents Nigeria. So, of course, we have to get our Ghanaian brother for an interview. There's Wanda Sykes, Marlon Wayans, Cedric the Entertainer. There's a lot of interest in Nigerian comedy. So Cedric was like, yeah, I'm trying to come to Nigeria. Let me see what I can do with my brothers and sisters. We know that comedy is... it's actually getting its flowers right now, because the Globes have it as a category for a win, which is quite unprecedented, like a whole category for comedy shorts, comedy special. So we know Chris Rock and Trevor Noah were nominated. Trevor Noah, I have to report him. I said, brother Trevor. He just looked. I just kept walking. When we see him again, some of them weren't, as responsive. Maybe they were really busy. It also was, like I said, freezing cold. So some people just wanted to get in and out. Oh my goodness, I saw J-Lo in the flesh. She is flawless. Like, I think I've never seen Beyonce in the flesh, but I think she and Beyonce might be the only two that have like earth that would, that have earth shattering beauty. Like she's something else, and she was getting glammed up on the red carpet, and I was just looking at her like,
Now, how
I think I got a little wave.
how I don't know
saw
if you can
Taylor
hear
Swift.
me.
When Taylor Swift. Yes.
I don't know if you can hear me. We've been getting along
you got me
so
gisting.
well, and now you're comparing J-Lo with Beyonce, who is the goddess. I don't think we're going to get along that well again.
No. What I mean is in terms of flawlessness, like beauty, like skin, hair. It's not like you've been on an Ozempic diet for forever. Natural. Someone who hasn't jumped into the Botox era of Hollywood, as some of the other stars do when they get a little older. That's what I mean. But no one can compare it to Queen Beyonce. I mean, let me just correct that.
Someone who
let's see,
made...
there was so much going on the red carpet. Taylor Swift. Now, when Taylor Swift came onto the red carpet, it was something else. You could see policemen like lining up. There was just so much commotion. There was so much noise. It's like, who's here? I even thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio, but it was Taylor Swift. And of course, we knew that it was going to be like that. As soon as she came through, like it was about to be mayhem. She came towards the end of the red carpet. Who else shut down the red carpet in a major way? Martin Scorsese. He's so cute old man, just huddled over, just trying to get from point A to B. I saw the actor that played King Charles in The Crown, and I forgot his name in that instant, so I just screamed, King Charles, and he looked around, and I was like, I knew I'd get you. Can you imagine these characters? Well, I mean, if you play a character and you're well known for it, people are going to call you that, right? And it was funny to see him whip around. He probably still thinks in his mind, like, yes, King Charles. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot of good discussion with the star came in, and also just seeing how it all plays out, right? From when the movies are put out to the way votes are done, to the way people talk about it in the press, to the actual day when everyone shows up, and to see what actually wins, and then see how it influences like the Oscars or the BAFTAs or the Emmys or any other award show afterwards. It's like seeing how the sausage is made. It's like, okay, it makes sense. I know this is this and that is that. Whereas as a consumer of this content, it might be a little bit foreign or abstract for you because you don't really think about that. You're just thinking of the movie.
Definitely, Hawan. It's
I hope
important.
that was enough, because girl, I can continue gisting, but I have to remember that this is a national television program and it's not just me and you on the phone.
Keep going. I have more questions for you. I want to know everything. And it's important. You spoke about people recognizing yourself and Judita as one of the only Black people on the carpet. So it's important that Arise News has this platform and bringing this sort of entertainment, this sort of content back to Nigeria, to Africa, and to our homeland. Now let's talk about Keke Palmer. She's the first woman in 15 years to win an Emmy for Best Game Show Host for NBC's Password. How was that taken in? And she looked so gorgeous yesterday.
Listen, it was so cute. I think it's like I said, the diversity and the racial inclusion is always just good to see. There's been so much discussion about how Black women don't get enough love in Hollywood. So for her to get her flowers, especially in a category that's a little bit different from the rest, it was good to see. It was very good to see.
Okay, now still on the topic of disparity, diversity, and just what goes on in Hollywood. Oprah Winfrey says she's hearing internet chatter. She was like, look, I know I've been trending and I want to just shut it down. And she was talking about the disputed internet claims that Taraji P. Henson has been talking about, addressing her experiences with pay disparity in Hollywood. I don't know if you saw that interview with Oprah on the red carpet where she addressed it. And I know a lot of fans have been reacting to her own side of the story.
So I haven't seen Oprah's red carpet rebuttal, but I did see Taraji's initial interview, like the one where she started crying, and then I saw the post cleanup of that, where she released a statement saying that her pay issues weren't with Color Purple. Oprah was actually one of the big sisters who stepped in to help her out. Like, Oprah is not the villain in this pay disparity issue that Taraji P. Henson was discussing. And, you know, I feel for Oprah because she's going to have to continue defending herself against this because she doesn't have to. She probably will stop eventually, but she is one of the bigger names in Hollywood. She's seen as a gatekeeper. She's seen as a kingmaker, and one call from Oprah, and you're pretty much set, and your price goes up. Same for individuals like Tyler Perry. There's not a lot of them in Black Hollywood, but there are a few, and because they are so powerful, it falls on their shoulders. People expect that they should be God, right? Like, any issue that is happening in Hollywood that involves Black people. Oh yeah, Oprah, why can't you fix it? Why can't you pay them more? Tyler Perry, why can't you fix it? Why can't you pay them more? When really, I'm sure they do whatever they can within their capacity. They are also human beings as well. And let's not forget, they are also fighting the same stereotypes and issues that the people that are asking them to help them are complaining about, right? The only difference is they have been able to maneuver themselves into another level where the fight is not as much. Let's just not pretend that Oprah and Tyler Perry have it all easy all the way through. They too have their issues, but I feel for all of them. Also, the Black actors and actresses. We know that when Halle Berry won her Oscar for Monsters Ball back in the 90s, it was huge. It's like, oh my goodness, it's the first Black woman to win an Oscar. Now she is, as we would say, she has blown. I mean, she'd already blown, but it's like she said, she's about to be a gazillionaire. And she talks about how after that, it was so hard for her to get any roles. She was still maligned. She still had to prove herself. And that's what Taraji was saying as well. And the thing is, Halle won that award decades ago. Nothing has changed for them, it seems still. I know Viola Davis complains about this as well. The whole Viola Davis, one of the biggest names that we know, and she talks about not getting her worth to Taraji. Like, it's a huge discussion, but at the end of the day, they work as hard as they can, and hopefully things change for them. And it was a subject that I discussed with them on the red carpet yesterday, and that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate that this is the way things work out, but this is the reason why individuals in the producers, actors, the SAG writers, that's why they went on strike for so long late last year. I mean, their issues they didn't really highlight the racial issue that was within that, but they did say, like, listen, we don't get the amount of pay and respect that we need for the amount of work that we do and for how big these movies and television shows become. These studios, their owners and their stakeholders, they take home huge fat checks whenever these movies come out and they do really big. And most of the actors and actresses and producers or people behind the scenes are living in penury as they're making others rich. So I hope for their sake there's a larger discussion that happens and things equilibrialize for them. But while I was on the red carpet, I also was saying that a way to maybe shift this playing field a little bit is for them to explore, the Black actors and producers, all of them, to explore different avenues.
Yes,
there's a whole diaspora of skin folk who are
me.
doing the same thing. We have Nollywood, we have Bollywood.
I don't know if you can hear me.
They should just collaborate. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have much time. I have to let you go. But you can send me a WhatsApp and we'll keep on talking
Ow.
about everything.
Ow.
Golden Globes, thank you so much for
Yeah.
giving us all the updates, the ins and outs of the 81st Golden Globes
Thank you.
Awards. You did amazing, and Judita as well. Thank you so much.